Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the last live stream of the year. The last live stream. I'm excited to be here. This is, I think, our 12th live of the year. I was able to hit my goal, my big goal, which was to live stream at least once per month. So I want to welcome everyone. Reza, welcome. I'm going to take some time, let people get in here. We're going to have some fun today. Mike, what's going on? Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Mike. We got a lesson tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, this is the last live stream of the year. Going to make it an exciting one. Hopefully we get... we're going to cover a bunch of fun stuff, get a lot of people in here, and have a good time. I've been enjoying doing these lives this year, and I'm planning to keep them going next year. So hopefully people enjoy them as well next year, and people want to see them back. Hopefully this is a good time for people. I'm gonna, conduct a poll at some point in the new year and see what timings work well for people in terms of live streams, if this is a good time to go live, to get as many people in here as possible. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. It's a nice Saturday here. Sun is out, so can't complain. But all is good here, I hope everyone else is doing well. What is new? What is new? Well, in terms of the channel, we got some exciting videos coming out on the way. So usually I like to start these live streams kind of by sharing a couple of things that are in the works and what's new in terms of upcoming videos, to give you guys who are in here a little bit of a sneak peek. As always, with these live streams, it is a great chance for you to ask me for anything, card magic, mentalism related. I'll answer all questions you have. It could be personal questions even if you guys are interested in getting to know me. But anything you'd like, drop your questions in the chat and we'll get to those. I have to try to remember this live to talk quieter so that I don't strain my voice too much. I always talk so loud. And then afterwards I can't speak. So what did I want to go over? Yes, the next videos. So a lot of exciting videos coming up to end the new year and kick off, to end this year and kick off the new year, I should say. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the last few videos. There was that really interesting video that I was teasing in the last live about Max Major and Kai and the whole streaming thing. Hey from Sweden, welcome. Can you show card to window? Unless I can, get outside and get to... Actually, honestly, I could take off the screen and do it. That would be a cool idea, honestly. If I can open this card to window with this pane right here, so I could do it. If I stick this card here and then it's like, oh no, it slid down. If it would stay, if I had a little bit of double stick tape, then I could, it falls too fast, but maybe, you know what I'm gonna do? Actually, Mike, you've given me a great idea. Sorry, I just had a nice idea now. Because I've always had trouble with this studio. Well, the place where I film now, so the apartment I'm in now, there's not a great place for a filming setup besides near the window. Now, besides I keep looking at the wrong place. The window is great, but there's just not a lot of option for decoration. Unless I put decks of cards on the windowsill, and the problem with that is then the blinds will knock them down, so it's just really a hassle. But Mike gave me an idea. What about that? There, this is a new addition to the studio. I like it. Now I can do card to window. So if I'm like this, right? We're sitting here. I say, hey guys, pick a card. I need another Jack of Hearts, which I don't have anymore in this deck, but for sake of demonstration. I like this. Even just as something hidden in the back of my videos, that's gonna stay there now. But now what you could do is you could have a card selected. So they say stop, and I could just force the Jack of Hearts, right? I'd be like here, force the Jack of Hearts. Now they're thinking of the Jack of Hearts. Now I can come like this, boom, Jack of Hearts through the window. That's a pretty cool idea. Now I gotta pick up all these cards. Bear with me, guys. Anyway, that's a nice idea. I've been thinking about decorating the window ledge with some cards and stuff for the videos, but I don't know, maybe I'll try it out a bit more today, but it would kind of be a hassle. Anyway, back on topic. Where were we? We were talking about upcoming videos. So I got a lot of really exciting videos upcoming, a whole bunch of stuff I'm working on, and you know, really looking forward to that, and some new videos for you guys. So if you don't know my posting schedule, if you aren't familiar yet, we post new videos every Sunday, long form at 11 a.m. So that's when we post. So that means tomorrow we got a video coming out, which I have to finish editing. It's not ready yet. So that's going to be a performance breakdown. It's going to be an awesome one. It's all filmed and everything. I just have to finish editing it. So tomorrow we're getting performance breakdown. Then after that we're getting Mentalism 101 episode 13, which is all about... What is it about? That's a good question. I think it's billet switches. Yes, billet switches. So it's a really, really nice one because it's like really method heavy as well. So you guys are really going to like that one. That's in 2 weeks, and then after that we have a special video the last Sunday of 2024. I'll be dropping a very special video, so I'm not going to spoil what it is. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a really fun one, something a little bit different. So that'll be coming out after that. Then I have an incredible no palm card to pocket. So it's a card to pocket without any palming, almost self-working in a way. You know, there is a little bit of sleight of hand, but no palming. Some controls and stuff, but it's really, really strong, and so I'm really excited, really looking forward to that. I think that'll be our first video of 2025, and it's gonna be a banger for sure. Then Dear Magicians, after that we'll be doing Dear Magicians episode 11, which is all about originality and creativity, which are two things that I'm a very big proponent of. All about how to do it, why it's important, all that kind of stuff. And then after that, another performance breakdown, part 2 of the video that you're getting tomorrow. And then we are on to another tutorial for the draw control. One of my favorite controls, something really nice, really simple, and then but super versatile. I'm going to give you guys quite a few cool little ideas on that, and we will go from there. So that is kind of what's up and coming. Those are the next... What is that? 7 videos that are planned. So the next 7 weeks of content. There you guys go. In terms of the main content, and then the shorts, the short form stuff. I've been doing a new series in the short form. I haven't done many series. It's usually just clips of the long form videos and that sort of thing. But if I look here, if I go to the shorts, I've been doing these.
In this video, I'm going to teach you an awesome card.
Why are we getting this sound? Okay. So I've been doing these, which are 100 ways to cut to a card. So I have 11 parts. Part 12 will be coming out soon. But it's kind of neat. You get like this behind the scene view of how the trick works, and then you see it from the front angle. I kind of like doing it in this reverse way. I think it like captures people's attention a little bit, but it's just like 100 different ways to cut to a card. They're not all practical or anything, you know, but they're just like 100 different ways. You know, it's pretty it's a cool little series. So if you haven't checked that out, on the shorts tab there's a whole bunch of different ways to cut to a card, which I think is pretty fun. You know, it's been fun to do a shorts series, honestly. So I don't know, people have been enjoying it. They've been doing well. So you can kind of see this exposed view and then the other view. So I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, back to what we were on about. So tomorrow's video is going to be a good one. Okay, so do you like multiple card controls using a spread call? Do you have any advice on this topic? Yeah, I do have a fair amount of advice on the call. I think when using like multi-card controls with the cull, so I have actually a recent video on this topic. Actually, I guess I can show you. So, where's my mouse? There we are. So if you go to my videos, it's fairly recent. Classic Pass. Okay, so I have this 2024 guide to the cull. So that's a good video, but it's more of a tutorial on the cull. And then if you come up here, the next tutorial I put out after that was unlock the full potential of this move. And this was all about the cull, basically, and controls that you can do with it. So I do talk about in this video, like, you know, different cull controls and that sort of thing. So that's a good video to watch. While we're here, I will plug quickly my membership. If you guys want to sign up, basically I've taken Practical Mental Magic, which is like the Bible of mentalism, and I've been releasing episodes a couple times a month, basically breaking down these effects. So you have effects like graphology, television compact, impromptu vision, death flight. These are some like really, there's hundreds of effects. Like mentalism wise, if you want hard-hitting practical effects, Practical Mental Magic is a great place to look. The problem is a lot of it's not super practical anymore because it was written, we're approaching 100 years. It was written like 80 years ago or something. And so, well, a lot of the material was written before that even. So it's a great place because it has a lot of really unique plots and inspiration in Practical Mental Magic, but the methods aren't always practical. Sometimes even the plots, like doing stuff with dead people was like really common back then, and doing stuff with like phone books and like all these like really impractical props. So what I've done with this course is we're breaking every trick down in this book. So if you want more mentalism tricks, this is definitely the place to go. There's so many great effects on here. The methods are great, but more importantly, like the plots are really unique. That's one thing that's great from this book. You can, I take pieces from the original routine. So like Beyond the Grave, this is actually an ACAAN, believe it or not, in mentalism, but it's a really cool twist with like a thought of name, and you divine the name, and then they count down and they find the name at that number. The method is really great. Like it's something that would work really well even in card magic, and it's really unique, but the thought of name is like super cool too. And there were issues with that. Originally it was like a living and dead thing, so like you'd have them write down a dead person's name and like all this stuff, but I didn't really like that, right? It's, I don't think a lot of people want to do it with that, so I've modernized the plot with other effects like television compact. You were supposed to use like a little women's like little makeup compact thing, and like I don't know who's really carrying those anymore. So again, I've completely modernized it to utilize a card box or utilize any little container you can find. I've modernized that effect, and I teach you all my ideas and handlings on these routines. So if you want to check that out, you can go sign up on the membership tab on the channel, get access to, what are we at? Episode 25 comes out tomorrow, so it'll be over 25 effects so far, and there'll be hundreds to come. I also will be doing, according to this poll, Propless Mentalism Masterclass won the vote, so that'll be the next masterclass that's coming out on the membership. So sometime in the new year, we will have a Propless Mentalism Masterclass. You'll also get access to the best ACAAN tutorial that you'll ever learn. The most practical, the hardest hitting ACAAN is available to learn right here on the members only tab. It's almost an hour long. My go-to, I close all of my shows with this. It's just really, really strong. So yeah, if you guys are interested in the membership, that's that. Now back to the cull a little bit. We were talking about the cull, and I think the thing with the cull is, it's really important when you're doing multiple cards that you think a little bit about the context of the routine. Like, so if I have someone pick a bunch of cards, then you want to have them each choose one, right? Take it out of the deck. So then the logical approach for that is, okay, place your card here, and then boom, it goes into cull. Okay, here you can put yours back here into cull, you here into cull. And that's the easy way, where you kind of stop and you have them put the card back, and you just cull it. It's very simple when it's out here, and it can just go straight into the cull, right? Like that's really simple to do. The other side of that is if you can do it where they put the card back wherever they want. So you go through, and it's a little bit trickier, but if they kind of slide the card down here, and as they push it in, you just keep an eye on it, and you can still cull the multiple cards. So, I mean, the cull is one of the best ways to control multiple cards. So I am a big fan of it, but I'd also recommend you check out the video that I pointed you to a little bit earlier, because I think it's really good. What's up, Breed? Got your Mentalism membership. I've been going through it together with the book. Loving your modern renditions. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. We were actually just talking about the membership. I don't know if you were in when we were talking about that. But yeah, welcome. I'm glad you are enjoying the membership. I think it's one of the best values in mentalism in terms of just like practical mental magic. Like, look, it is a great book for fundamentals, and it's interesting because it doesn't teach fundamentals. Like, it doesn't say like, oh, here's a billet switch, here's a peak. It only does that like in the first page. It teaches like 2 quick billet switches, but beyond that, everything is taught within an effect. So it's not like you're just learning moves. You're learning all these fundamentals, but like with effects to actually practice them with. Now, that's both good and bad. You know, when something is within, hold on. When something is within, sorry, I just want to try something here. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Okay. Okay, good. When something is within an effect, sometimes it's hard to find these things because you're just sifting through titles or a table of contents, and all you see is effect, 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 right? So sometimes like learning these fundamentals can be tricky, but practical mental magic does have a lot of fundamentals like layered in within it. The biggest problem is that it's just not, ironically, that practical anymore, because a lot of the stuff that was done with it was just, I mean, frankly, it just used really old props, or even, like I said, the plots, just not all that exciting. So I'm trying to not, you know, it depends on the effect. You know, it really depends. Like I said, Television Compact, for example, used like the method was still decent. It's just the props were useless for today's day and age. So I've modernized it with like modern props. Like there's had to be some changes in handling, but like generally the concept of the method is the same. I think the ACAAN Beyond the Grave was pretty much the same method, but I completely changed the plot, because the plot was like, you know, think of a dead person amongst all these living people and I'll try to find it. And I don't think many people want to perform with the whole living dead concept. And that's the section of the book we're in now. We covered all the billet work. We've covered all the publicity stunts. So publicity stunts are like big, grand mentalism pieces. So now we're in the living dead. And then after that, we got book tests. So in not too many episodes, we'll be getting to book tests. And that's an awesome section. Like, book tests are just so much fun. And practical mental magic has some really good book tests. So we're going to get to learn all of those very soon. And the great part is, like, there's just so much bang for your buck. But again, what I've done is I've taken this and really modernized it, and also taught everything on video. So, I mean, video just, it beats it, right? Because you guys don't have to sit there and try to decipher this book that is, frankly, it's written very brief. It's not always the easiest to follow, but kind of seeing it on video, and, you know, me taking the time to decipher what Animan or whoever was talking about, I think it's very valuable. So that's that. But I appreciate it, man, that you've been enjoying the membership, and for your kind words. Thank you. I am really glad you've been enjoying it, because it's fun. It's kind of a new project. It's been a lot of work. Do you perform book tests in your repertoire? I've been switching up Hoy and AAA for ungimmicked book tests. I do the AAA book test. Hoy, I'm assuming that's Luc Germain. I'm assuming it's Luc Germain. I don't know that I've seen that one though. It's not ringing a bell to me. I might know it like if I saw it, but by name I can't remember what Luc Germain's book test is. Anyway, I'm definitely, I mean, if you guys know my style, I'm an ungimmicked guy, so I'm not using like the Zanman book test. Like I'm just not going to carry around books or anything. Hey David, what's going on? Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow as well for a lesson. Me and David got a lesson tomorrow. Me and Mike got a lesson tomorrow. And I got another lesson after that. We got lots of lessons tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see you guys both tomorrow. Glad to see you in here, David. Yeah, but anyway, back to book tests. So I'm not doing like the Zandeman book test or anything because like I'm just not frankly carrying a book around, like a specific book. I'm just not going to carry it around with me. And there's lots of ways to justify it. I think if you're using a gimmicked book test, like trying to find a way to like sneak the book into the situation, whether you're putting it up on the bookshelf and you're forcing it, or you put it with a pile of books and you just go over and grab it, like at least a little bit more organically than like, oh, here's a book. But yeah, I always like I really like AAA, so like I never needed a reason to have another book test, just because I think AAA was, I liked it so much. So I recommend that. What I'd like to use book tests for is kind of like an icebreaker. Either that or, so like, here I have a book. So like if I'm doing AAA, right, it'll be like, here, call stop, they call stop, and then, think of the word and that sort of thing. But I like doing it like, I don't usually resort to book tests unless it's naturally motivated, unless there are books around. Because otherwise I might as well just have them do a freely thought of thing, think of a name, or think of a memory, whatever, and I can just do some billet work. Or I'll use like some kind of app, right? Like I can use, my favorite book test, if you want to call it, it's not a classic book test, but like wiki test, it would be my favorite if you count that as a book test. But a genuine book test, yeah, I use AAA. But again, I only use it if there are actually books around. I'll have someone go grab a book, and then I'll say, here, call stop, boom, okay, remember this word. Go from there. So that is a great way to do it, and I think it's best motivated that way. The other thing I like to use book tests for are like springboarding for a one ahead. So there's two ways with the one ahead, right? You can either start with the book test, so you'll say, okay, here I'm going to look away, call stop, they call stop, and then you say, okay, I want you to remember the first word on the page, or whatever, however your book test works. They remember it. And then you can now say, okay, you keep that word in mind, and now have someone else, let's say, think of a name or a memory. Okay, think of a name, and then I'll use a one ahead to, now the person who's thinking of the name, I'll pretend to divine the name and write it down, and I'll just hand them the billet with the name from the, not the name, but the word from the book on it. And I'll use that to springboard into a one ahead. Or if you're doing, a different book test, another version of a book test that I just like to do like impromptu is so basically I'll take a book and I'll flip to a page and I'll look for the longest word in the first paragraph. So if I open to this page, it's page 182, and I look and the longest word is mathematical. Okay, so that's like in the first paragraph. So that's what I do. So I get that, and then I'll keep a little pinky break here and basically just do, oh, I lost the break, hold on. So get your little pinky break, you can hold it at the bottom of the book or whatever, and they call stop, and then you can just open at the break, and now it's basically a force in this case. So now you say, here's, look in the first paragraph, why don't you just, I don't know, think of an interesting word, maybe the longest word. And now they'll see the word mathematical really quickly in the first paragraph. And that's a really nice way. It's even kind of more freely, feels like more of a free choice almost if you do the force properly than even AAA. So that's another quick idea for you guys that I've done before. But yeah, I'm a big fan of book tests. I use them sparingly though, on the right time, right situation, right scenario kind of thing. That's it for me. What else is going on? Private lessons, yeah, a couple guys in here, Mike, David, who do private lessons. You know, if you guys would like to speak on the lessons a little bit, drop a comment, you know, say how you've enjoyed it. But yeah, if you guys, as usual, if you're interested in getting private lessons, some one-on-one help from me, you know, it's always the best way. I had a lesson just before this live. It's always the best way to get help one-on-one. You know, I can help you reach your goals. You get recording of the lesson, a full summary, and then, you know, full 24/7 kind of access if you have any questions and all that. So that's really just an amazing way to get some mentorship and get help. Card magic, mentalism, anything. I do a lot of lessons on the cull, bottom deal, propless mentalism, that sort of stuff. So if you guys are interested, links in the description, should be the first link. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, just keep them coming in the chat. I will answer them all. We'll jump down to the card table in a little bit, do a few tutorials, talk about some things I've been thinking about, some stuff I've been kind of working on, and then we'll go from there. Also my lecture, so I am lecturing my mental minimalism lecture right now, so if you guys are part of a club or you'd like to have me come lecture, you can send me an email, rf.sleights@gmail.com. Where's the animation? There it is. Email down there. If you're interested, my lecture, Mental Minimalism, it's all about two things really. Minimalism in mentalism, so how to get the most out of less props, and then how to combine what you already know from card magic and use it in mentalism, and then combining card magic and mentalism. So I teach a bunch of great tricks in that lecture, a bunch of really important theory and all that stuff, you know. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I am lecturing that currently. What else? Oh yeah, so I might, for those of you, my friends who are across the water in the UK, there is a chance, a more than 50% chance, that I will be attending Blackpool this year. So I think that's the first I've mentioned of it on the channel. This is the first time me kind of mentioning the news. I don't think I've mentioned it on any of the other lives. So hey, if you guys are going to be at Blackpool, I am planning to go. Not 100% yet, but I'm definitely planning. So I am super excited if that all works out. I can't wait to, you know, meet some of you guys and just have a great time. Show some magic, do some jams. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to, some of the jamming afterwards. So, hey, if you're going to be there, let me know. We will definitely link up and just have a great time, you know. Can't wait for that. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes already. Wow, that was a fast 30 minutes. Okay, let's jump down to the card table, talk about some stuff I've been kind of thinking about recently. So first thing is, what do you notice that's different about the setup, guys? Anyone notice? New close-up pad. I just got this close-up pad with a special little embossing, a nice gold foil logo embossing, so you'll be seeing this in all the videos now. I'll show you what I used to use. Oh no, I put it away. But I used to use, basically, it was a very thin, like this, you can see about how thick it is. But it was like maybe a quarter of this thickness. It was super thin. It was on Amazon. It was small. I bought 2 of them. I duct taped them together on the back, and that's what I've been using since I started this channel. Like 4 years I've been using that little close-up pad. And I mean, the material was great. It was just starting to really fall apart. And I mean, it was super cheap. So this one, I went and I was looking at a few different ones. I was thinking about the TTC close-up pad. I was thinking about, you know, there's some really nice ones that are like, you know, $300-400 that you can get, you know, nice wood and all that. So this one, I ended up going for a flexible one. Just, I like to be able to travel. You know, I bring this to lectures and that's what I perform on and stuff. So, you know, be able to roll it up and stuff. I did want a custom one. I think for the videos, it's going to be nice touch just to always have the logo there. So this is the Murphy's Magic close-up pad, and it is nice. I've only had it since yesterday. I just got it, just came in the mail, and I got it customized through Magic and Cards, they're called. First time dealing with this company. It seems like they're a small company. I hadn't heard of them before, but I ended up finding them. And so far, after a day, I mean, it seems pretty high quality. We'll see how it holds up. I mean, it's definitely been kind of embossed over top of the Murphy's Magic pad, and it seems to be like really on there nicely. I really like the gold foil color. It looks really nice, I think. And so, you know, if you're interested in a custom close-up pad, maybe go check it out. But, you know, I like it a lot. So, new addition to the setup. You know, I might start. Mike has inspired me. I might go decorate this window back here and add some decks. We'll see. We'll see. If stuff is going to be falling every time I have to close the blinds, and that's kind of annoying. But we've really reached a level of educational quality that is incomparable. Of course, man. Yeah, that's what we try to do here. You can't get better than this now that we got the new close-up pad, man. The videos just keep getting better. Yeah, no, you know, honestly though, I try to always bring sort of the best teaching, like, you know, on a serious note. I try to bring the best teaching to my channel in terms of breaking things down. I know some of my videos are long. It's not for everyone, but I think it's important. And at the end of the day, you can watch on 2x speed. You can fast forward. You have to keep in mind not everyone is your skill level. And so I try to make videos that can help everyone, and that's why I really deep dive into all the stuff that I do. Sometimes there's ideas in there you might think are throwaway, but someone else might love, right? So that's kind of what I try to do. I really try to make sure my quality of teaching is the best on YouTube, which I will stand by, and I believe that it is. And so, yeah. The quality of your two videos on the call is truly excellent. It's amazing to see what's available on YouTube compared to what was available during the VHS era. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. It's kind of it's unfair though, because I can buy a camera that's like way better than the professional cameras they were using, you know, back then. I can buy it for very cheap, and it's very accessible now. So I mean, I think for me, like when I got into this, I didn't really know what I was doing when it came to filming. Like, I was not into videography or anything. So at first I was shooting on my iPhone, and my edits were no good. I didn't know anything about lighting. My studio was like a white sheet. But eventually you just live and learn, right? And, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I should go back and remake those old videos because they look so bad and it's kind of, you know, cringy. But I'm like, you know what? The content is still really good in those videos. I wouldn't take them down, I don't think. But, you know, as cringy as it is, I still, you know, like the first video I ever posted on the double lift, is still a video. It did very well. People all the time are like, oh, this is such a good video. So, hey, I mean, quality-wise, it might not have been great, but now I've spent a lot more time focusing, like learning a little bit about lighting, audio. You know, I haven't really been able to do much with my studio space right now because it's not much of a studio. It's just, you know, next to my bed, you know. So at the end of the day, it's like, I don't right now, but hopefully this year, maybe next year, we should be able to upgrade and get more of a studio setup. That's the plan. We can get some nice background lighting and, you know, show some decks off in the background. I'm not a huge deck collector, but I do have some nice decks and books and stuff. Right now, it's just against the window, like I said, but I might try to decorate some stuff in the window, actually. I've been thinking about that for a while. So I appreciate the comments on the quality, though. That does mean a lot, because I have worked hard on that, even from thumbnails to the way that I edit the videos to the way that I film. Like, I've definitely put in a lot of effort on that this year, and I definitely see people enjoying it. Due to an injury, I lost my voice, and Reed is going to teach me how to learn new things. Yes, me and Mike have a lesson tomorrow. Mike is a really great guy, you know, worked super hard with some challenges he's had in his life and come such a long way. I remember when we first met, you know, and we first did lessons together, it was hard for Mike to even, you know, even handle a deck of cards. It was hard for him to, you know, be able to go and perform, and he's come such a long way and really worked hard at it. And unfortunately now he's had some you know, more injuries, and he's having trouble speaking. So we're gonna actually have a pretty cool lesson tomorrow. I got a bunch of stuff planned in terms of magic you can do non-verbally without having to speak, using different things like instruction cards and even AI and voice recognition to just hand gestures and simple effects that kind of speak for themselves and all that stuff. So really looking forward to that one, Mike. I will see you tomorrow, my friend. Reed, can you share the price of the pad minus customizing? Good question. It came to a little bit more than I was expecting because I had to pay, like, I got hit with some pretty big duty fees at the border. Like, it came from the US and I'm in Canada, and for whatever reason this item got a bunch of duties and taxes applied to it. So if I subtract that and the customizing, I guess I can just look, right? It's got to be on, like, I think you can probably just buy it directly from Murphy's. I didn't, though. I went through like a third party to get it customized. Okay, on Murphy's it looks like, oh, it's pretty cheap. It's only 25 USD. I'm sure there's going to be shipping and taxes and all that, but 25 USD is the cost of the pad, so that seems very reasonable. I paid a heck of a lot more than that. I mean, the customizing wasn't bad. I think it was maybe 40, so you're paying like, I think it was 30 or 40. I think it was 40 though, so you're paying like 10 or 15 USD for the customizing, which I think is fair, but the shipping was a bit pricey, and then I got hit with all these duties, so it's like, what can you do? But hey, totally worth it. I'm happy with it. I really like the gold. I want to see if I can get like a cool way in the videos, like with the lighting shines off it in a really nice way. I don't know. We'll see. You're 100% right. If someone doesn't want to watch a 20-minute video, that's on them. They're missing out. And like you said, it's on 1.5 or 1.25 or 1.5 speed, then you get the best of both worlds. 100%. I totally agree. Like, I've never understood the comments that I get where it's like, oh, you talked for 6 minutes before you started teaching anything. It's like, that 6 minutes is important. And if you don't want to listen to it, that's your loss, and maybe you won't value it. But like it's the same theory for me with my theory videos, right? Even my theory videos don't get nearly as many views as my tutorials, and I'm like, guys, like that to me is the gold, right? That's the gold for me on the channel, is the theory videos. My How to Make Your Magic Better series, my Mentalism 101 series. So that for me is like the best stuff. That's the gold. Like, that's the best thing that I do. Like, no other channel is doing theory like I do. You know what I mean? If I'm being frank. And then the mentalism stuff too. So for me, that's just like, that's the killer. That's the, like, I don't get it. I don't know. People comment like, oh, people don't want to watch the videos. It's just, people aren't willing to put in the time in a lot of ways. Like, if you've watched all of my theory videos and actually applied some of it, like, you've come such a long way. There's a lot of really good stuff in there, and so for me, I'm big on the theory. But yeah, like you say, at the end of my videos, like, if you guys don't watch all the way to the end, that's where I always put the bonus ideas and the extra stuff, and that's where like some of the real gold is. So that stuff's always really, I think, good. I was mainly talking about the educational quality rather than the video image quality, focusing on the points that are truly important to master the move. Oh yes, of course. No, I appreciate that as well. Like, I also spend a ton of time on the educational side of things in terms of how I teach and trying different approaches. Like, if you watch some of my old videos, the teaching approach was a lot different. I used to do this whole thing where I would, so let's say I was teaching the not the double lift, but let's say the seamless control. So I would do this. So I would do a demonstration. So I'd say, okay, watch, you can see this card going into the middle of the deck. I push it in and it's controlled to the top. So I would show it. Then right after that, I would fully expose it. So I would basically do the same move, and I would do it basically from the back angle, right? So then I could show you the exposure, and then I would teach it. And I would teach the breakdown. I would teach you all the moves in detail. Then I would do subtleties. So I would say, like, oh, you need to make sure that you emphasize that it's their card going into the middle, and that you show them a second time their card by coming up, and that's your justification for tilting the deck up, so you can show them, and then you come back down, make sure you get the subtlety of this card sticking out, so you can push it back in and do the control, right? Like, then I had another section on body language, which was like all about, being natural with this move and all that stuff. And then I had a sixth section all about other ideas and uses. That's how I used to do all my tutorials when I first started. I realized that first I canned the body language section because they ended up all kind of being the same. I realized like for every card control, you want to be natural, you want to be smooth, you want to be, and I was kind of saying a lot of the same stuff, you know, every video. So I realized like that was one thing. The other part of it was eventually I got rid of the subtleties because I realized that I was kind of just explaining the subtleties while I'm teaching the move. So I could kind of just combine it all into a breakdown. And then now I don't really do anything except just and then I got rid of the exposure side because I found like it was just exposing it, and then some people maybe wouldn't watch all the way through because they just wanted to see how it was done. So I was like, no, I have to get rid of that. And then now it's just kind of like a breakdown only, and I think it's best that way. Like, and you know, people seem to enjoy that way, but I just make sure I do a deep dive into all of that, right? Like, and really break down everything importantly. Yeah, $25, totally reasonable. I definitely agree. Hey Frank, new to the channel, love it so far. Hope everyone is well. Much appreciated, man. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content so far. A lot of great stuff on here. You know, I will recommend, if you're going to watch any video, go back. I have a series. Let's actually pull it up here for a minute. What button do I need to push? Safari. Okay, so if you go to my playlists, I think this is, I've tried to really keep these organized. So you have all my sleight of hand, card tricks, card force, card control, false cut, palming. So this is a really important series. How to Make Your Magic Better is my theory series. Then we have my Omegle Magic series, which I haven't updated in such a long time because Omegle died. It went to the grave. It doesn't exist anymore. Let me know if you guys want me to bring this back. There are other alternative websites to Omegle, so it's like virtual magic. It was big in COVID, but I'm not sure if people still want to see that, like when I can just go do street magic, right? Card switches, Sleight Off, that is going to be coming back in 2025, so stay tuned. This is a competition series between me and other magicians. It's really exciting. There's 3 seasons so far with a different magician each season. So season 4 is coming soon. Magic with Friends, haven't updated that in forever. But this is the one I want to bring your attention to. If you guys have not seen, this is my favorite series on the channel, my best videos, Behind the Screens. There's 4 episodes. It's basically me doing these like really complex illusions on Omegle, so virtually, but utilizing the screen to my advantage. And so I show you the effect. They're really like, they're not just card tricks though, they're really like grand effects. Like I did card to egg, I did this dartboard ACAAN where there's a card, we throw the cards up in the air, I throw a dart and I hit their card out of the air with the dart. I did this balloon illusion, I've done this horror themed illusion. And then lots of really cool stuff. And then I filmed that from another angle. So you watch it through the screen like the audience saw it. You see their reaction because I do it live for people, random people on the internet. And then I film it from a second angle and you see afterwards I show you exactly how we did it with all the other stuff going on outside of the frame of the screen and all the stuff. And I show you exactly how the trick works. It honestly such a fun series. I really want to, I haven't, you know, the last one was at least a year, maybe 2 years ago. It's a hard series, takes a ton of work because all the effects are completely original from the ground up. We have to create new methods and, you know, be creative and then also come up with a method that's cool to see the method as well, right? You know, so it's just a really fun series. That's my favorite series on the channel, and not a lot of people have seen it, you know, relative to other ones. So Behind the Screens, go binge those. Anyway, and then you got Mentalism, Street Magic, you know, Street Magic, some of my favorite. My live streams, Mentalism 101. If you're into mentalism, this is the place to start. Dear Magicians, kind of my rant series. Reactions are always fun. Then my breakdown series, there's a lot of gold in here where I break down my own performances. So it's basically me breaking down these videos. And then my Practical Mental Magic course, if you are interested in some really hard-hitting mentalism, that is the place to go. So yeah, to answer your question, go check out Behind the Screens. What do you think of certain magicians like Michael Vincent who have a policy of not exposing anything on YouTube with public access? So I have made a couple of videos on YouTube about teaching magic on YouTube, and here's my opinion. I really respect Michael Vincent. He's very talented. You know, there is 100% an old school way of thinking and a new school way of thinking, and I respect both opinions 100%. At the end of the day, it is an opinion. My opinion on the matter is that there's lots that goes into it. One, YouTube is the new medium, right? It's a new way people consume things. They want to learn things on video. So that's one. Like, I wouldn't, like, okay, I don't know that I'd ever really write a book. I am actually part of an upcoming book. I have a chapter in a book coming out in the new year. Actually, it's available for pre-order now. Oh, I should talk about that. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, I will answer your question. Let me just find this for you guys. Might be here. Anyway, I can't find it right now, but John Kerry, if you guys aren't familiar, John Kerry is a fantastic magician from the UK. He's putting out a book. Now it's available for pre-order. If you go to his Facebook, you can pre-order it. It's called Kerry with Friends Volume 3. I have 3 effects, a propless piece, and 2 great card pieces that you can learn written up in his book that will be coming out soon. So if you guys are interested, it's really awesome. So that to say, books are great, but the problem with books is that, hello from Germany. So the problem with books is that, you know, it's not everyone wants to learn from books in these days. I think the type of content I put out, it's not like 60-second exposure videos. It's long form stuff for serious students. The stuff I put out is, like, I've performed for years. I always advertise my YouTube channel to regular people. No one has ever said anything. If you are interested in learning magic, that's the only type of people who are going to take the time. As we said, even magicians are complaining about my 20-minute, 30-minute long videos. Do you really think someone who's not interested in this is going to spend time? The other part of it, they're not going to understand. You know, you show someone a trick, as long as you don't tell them the name, which you shouldn't, like the magic name, like ambitious card, right? First of all, they have to find the trick. They have to find the right version of the trick, which is not going to happen. Then they'd have to watch it, the whole video. Then they'd have to actually understand. Like, it's not so easy, like with these mentalism tricks and all this. Like, if you watch a video out of context, if you just watch episode 7 of my Mentalism 101 series, like whatever it's about, I don't know what episode 7 is, but, you know, if it's just on cold reading or something, like just some topic, it's not going to make a lot of sense to you if you aren't interested in magic and you don't have any kind of base. So my feeling is, like, look, there are people who, and there are limits. I'm not a fan of the short form exposure where, you know, you're just 60-second video and you're just exposing like 3 tricks in 60 seconds. And especially, like, if it's a card move, like, you know, okay, that's one thing. But if you're exposing like paid tricks or things that other people have brought out, like, that's where it's wrong to me. Like, you know, I've put out my ACAAN on my membership. If someone paid to watch that, and then like a little while later there was like a big channel that posted it and it's getting all these views, and it's like, you know, I worked hard to develop that. Like, yes, I would definitely feel a way about that. So I try not to cross that line at all either, right? I think it's not illegal. We have to like respect certain things. Like, there's one YouTuber that I know of, at least on here, who, like, I like his videos, and I mean, and all this, but like, he just keeps posting stuff that I really think he shouldn't, in terms of like just fully tricks that are other people's, and I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me. But that's my feeling on that. So a couple of things I wanted to touch on at the card table. So first, I was thinking about this, actually let's start with this. I wanted to start, so last time, if you were in the last live, we talked about invisible palm aces, and I've been working on that a lot. the invisible palm aces. So I want to show you guys where we're at for now in terms of the invisible palm aces and the version that I had kind of created on live last time. So we're going to use the aces for this. So we got the ace of spades, the ace of hearts, the ace of diamonds, and the ace of clubs. So we only need like these 4 aces for this. I'm going to try to show you something pretty cool. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to use these aces, and I'm going to show you this here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. So we'll start with the ace of clubs over here. Okay. Now what I do for this trick is what's called a palm. So I take the card and I put it into a palm just like this, right? This is called the palm. But if you're really good, you can come over like this and you can put the card into a palm, and with a little blow, I can actually make it turn completely invisible. Now the card's here, you just can't see it. But I can still take it, right, and put it down here like this, and if I just press, the card actually appears over here. So I'll set these 2 aces down here, and we'll take these ones over here. Now, again, now you know what to look for. So watch, I come over top, I put this into my palm, I just wave like this and I blow. It goes invisible, and watch, if I just place it down, just like that, I can actually get it to jump over here. Now we'll set that ace there for a moment. And again, this time I'm going to do it with the ace of clubs, right? It's the last one here, ace of clubs. We'll set that on the table, 3 aces down over here. And I take the ace of clubs, and watch, this time it's going to happen very fast. If I just into palm, blow, and it's gone, right? And if I just bring my hand down like this, I can actually get that 4th ace to jump over here. Now, that was pretty cool, right? You can see how the aces disappear, but if I was a truly good cheat, I could do all of that with those 4 aces, and also instantly change them into the 4 kings. So that's the version of invisible palm aces that I have been playing with, been working on, a little idea that I had on the last live. I've been playing around with it a lot recently. Shahad, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Anyway, so yeah, I've been playing around with that. It's a lot of fun. So if you want to learn it, I kind of walked through it on the last live, but I think invisible palm aces is such a beautiful effect, such a great routine. And it's just, the original's beautiful, but I really like that twist. I've been really enjoying playing around with that twist. So yeah, let me just grab some water. So this one move that I've been working on this for a few years, but I've never seen it anywhere, like in terms of anyone else teaching it. I've never published it. I've never anything like that. But this move is a pretty cool little control. So it would look something like this, and it might look familiar to you at first. So we'll take the Queen of Hearts. And if we got it just at the right spot, we should get it to the top like that, right? So that's the move. You can see Queen of Hearts there. Push it into the middle, it's back to the top. Anyway, so it's like a spread pass, right? So let me show you first. The classic spread pass would be like that, right? That's a spread pass. So the card is here. We leave it into the middle, and it comes here. All right, one more time. And it's up here. So what I was thinking about is a little bit different, where you're coming here, and I don't know if, like, again, this is just me freestyling. I don't know if there's an advantage to this in terms of routining, but it seems like basically you're doing a cover pass with a spread pass. So you spread pass, and then you cover it like that with the top card, and you're actually controlling it so it's second from top. Okay, so one, it helps you set up nicely for a double lift if you're going straight into a double after the control. But two, you get this really nice moment where if you have the 9 of hearts and you come here and if I go slow, you can see like the top card the entire time, right? Like the top card is never out of view because the card's going second from top. Whereas a normal spread pass, you kind of have to come here and then you have to hide the top of the deck for a moment or do something so that they don't see this. Like you don't want them to see basically this moment where the deck is passed. So I was kind of playing around with doing the pass, and then basically what you do is you pinch the top card with the thumb and the index, and you kind of let this part fall, and then the packet passes underneath the cover of that card. Now the angles are tricky, and I definitely haven't perfected it yet, but if you kind of turn like that, there, like that one looked pretty okay, pretty decent, right? 3 of diamonds. So the angles are kind of tricky, but you kind of have to bring the deck in front. So I have taught the spread pass if you want to learn it on the channel. But you come here, and then you're going to pinch this top card, do the pass underneath, and then I get the exposure. Whoa, why are we so bright? There we go. And then you come underneath, and then you have to tilt down. So tilt down like this to help hide everything under the cover of the cards, and then I do a little riffle. So let's see if I can get a decent looking one at like decent speed here. No, I missed that one. Let's try again. 8 of hearts. Like that one. Pretty decent. Anyway, it's just a fun little idea. I'm not sure if it's worth anything yet, right? I have a lot of ideas like this, little ideas, you know, trying to figure things out, trying to come up with new ways, you know, all this. Like, there's this force idea that I think I had taught on the channel before. Cover pass with the Herman pass combined with the spread. Yeah, well, the spread pass is like the Herman pass. So the spread pass is actually like it's a thing that's, you know, already existed, where you take the card in. Yeah, I guess it's basically like a Herman pass from a spread in a way. So that's just the spread pass. So all I've really added is the cover element, like the cover pass idea. But again, it's, you can see that angle. It's tricky to hide, and I don't know. Again, like what are the advantages of this? The two that for me is like, okay, I can pass the card and the top can stay in view the whole time, and I can go instantly into a double. But is that worth it? I'm not sure. So just an idea I'm playing around with. The other one, this one's actually good though. It's same vein, where you have the Jack of Spades, and I can take it and I can square everything up, and I can actually get it to the top of the deck, right? That is good. So we'll take the 8 of hearts, and I can show you it here, and I'll push it into the middle. And again, it's on top of the deck. One more time, because it's so much fun to do. This is a move that I came up with this probably 4 years ago, and I never published it on the channel, but I really wanted to. Anyway, so it's basically similar to what you would think of as a diagonal palm shift. That was not a diagonal palm shift, that was a straddle pass, so a diagonal palm shift, right? It's similar to what you would think of a DPS. So how I invented this move is through playing around with the DPS. Once I got pretty good at it, I wanted to see if you could do a DPS to the top, and I realized that you could, right? So you can do a DPS and pass the card to the top, right, like that. But the problem with the DPS to the top is there's a lot of cover action. So if you take the 10 of diamonds and you go like this, and it's a lot more opportunity to flash, and there's a lot to cover. So if you come back, like you have to cover that, so you have to tilt up to cover that, okay. And then you have to tilt this pivot back, so you have to make sure your windows are closed when you pivot the card back on top, and then the thumb can come around and clean up everything, and you can kind of do this square. So it's not so bad. Like let's see if I can get a decent one here. That one was pretty nice, DPS to top. So that's different though than what I was doing earlier. Like, see, you can get the DPS to top to look pretty nice, and basically what you're doing You're pulling it back, you're pivoting up, and the thumb pulls it on like that. Like that's the move. But the move I wanted to show you is what I call the DPS cover control. So it's similar mechanics, but just before you push the card in, you're going to get a pinky break. So you're going to, I pull up on the card with the thumb, and then I just stick the pinky in there, and I grip the card like that. Now, I push the card through the deck, and I transfer the pinky break to a thumb break back here. So you can see the thumb takes it. I pull the card through, do a DPS, and then over here, the card goes, let's see if I can get it from this angle. It's going to be a little tricky for me, but there we go. I pivot the card and it goes in that gap. And now all the angle issues are hidden, and you can keep the top of the card in view. And now you just push it through. You're going to pivot it, and this corner is going to stick out. Right? The corner sticks out. The thumb grabs the corner to hide it. So it comes here, the thumb hides it. And now you just do the reverse action of the DPS, and you pull it up. Like, you know, you can pull like this. You just pull it up and straighten everything on top. And now it's second from top under the cover. And now you can go straight into a double lift or something. So, again, the DPS to top is nice and can be hidden, but you have to keep the top of the deck out of view when you do the replacement. You have to tilt up or something. With this, you get this super nice moment, and it's better hidden because you can just look. You look at the top card. The top card is in view the entire time, and it just looks like I square up everything, and that card's on top. Like, it's so deceptive. 10 of hearts, right? So you can get your break. And then I push through. Oh, that was a bad one. Let's do that again. So 10 of diamonds. I push through. Boom. Now I just square up, and it doesn't even look like anything happens. But the 10's on top, or second from top. And now I can, you know, do a double. So yeah. So I see your question. Is it angle sensitive? I mean, it's maybe even less angle sensitive than the DPS. Like, and the DPS I've always thought is a pretty good move on angles. It's at least 180, right? So if we watch DPS from this angle, there's nothing to see, right? Because the back of your hand is covering the palmed card here, right? If we look at this angle, the top hand is covering the palm, right? So if I do it exposed, right, that's what it looks like. But then from normal, the top hand is covering. And then from the front, you just have to know your angles, right? And you can make it pretty invisible. So this is pretty much the same. So if I do this move, the cover control, from this angle, well, this side hand, you can see I'm stopped here with the card out like this. But from here, it's all covered, and it just goes back, and it just looks like I square up everything. And now it's second from top. If we take the 3 of spades over here, if I do the cover control, boom, completely hidden from this side by the back of the hand, and it's on top again. The front is probably the hardest angle for this one, to be honest. But again, you can get it really nice if you take the 3 and just get your angles down. Boom, and it's on top, right? So that is a really fun move. I'm going to make an in-depth tutorial video at some point on this move. I've been planning to teach this move for years. Never really got a chance. But yeah. So if you guys have anything card magic or card related you'd like me to talk about at the card table, let me know. Or if you'd like me to teach something, I thought we could do a little flip through of, this is my first magic book ever. The Little Giant Encyclopedia of Card Magic Tricks. I don't even know who wrote this, to be honest. This was the first card magic book I ever got. And I thought we could flip through. It says, many thanks for Isabel, Percy, and Toby G for testing the tricks. Huh. Okay. Oh, it looks like it was actually, this was published in Canada. So it looks like this is a Canadian book. That's probably why I've never seen this book before, like anywhere else. There is actually even a foreword here. Interesting. Okay, so the card tricks are from page 41 to page 250. So if someone has a page of a trick and they would like to learn, they name a random page, we can, I definitely have not read all of this, so we can learn something. So there's tricks using key cards, math tricks, stacks of cards, tricks using sleight of hand, tricks using 2 decks of cards, tricks using special cards, tricks using props, card novelties. Interesting. Anyway, if someone wants to name a number, we can name a page number between 10 and 250, and we will learn a trick from that book. Another thing, while we wait, I picked up last year or the year before, If an Octopus Could Palm. They reprinted it. And this is basically like, I think there's like 8 or 10 like very advanced sleight of hand moves from Dan and Dave. It's a very beautiful book. I haven't read all of it. I mean, it's not a long book, but how many moves are there? Let me check the table of contents. It's like maybe 10. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. And they're like very advanced stuff. That's, you know, hence the name, If an Octopus Could Palm. It's advanced. But Dan and Dave recently took all their stuff into the public domain, and which means they allowed anything they've ever produced to be taught for free, reproduced for free. So that includes on YouTube. So you can, I could actually teach everything from If an Octopus Could Palm. The problem is I haven't practiced a lot of it. There's 2 moves that I can kind of do from it. One is undertow. So undertow is a really great move. So you can take the 3 of diamonds on the top of the deck. Let's see if I can get it here. And it turns into the 5. Again, it's a very tricky move, but 6 of clubs, that one was pretty good. So basically what it allows you to do is switch a palmed card. So I have the 6 of clubs, and I can flip over this card. Yeah, that one was bad, but you know, you can replace the palmed card with the card on top. So let's try it again. In the palm is the 4 diamonds. 4 diamonds. You know, again, if we so what you could like kind of use this for, you can imagine an ACAAN where they dealt down, and now you're like, okay, this card here, let's take a look, and you had that 4 diamonds palmed, right? Like they pick a card. Okay, Queen of Hearts. We'll control that Queen of Hearts to the top of the deck. So now it's here. Now you could one-handed top palm that card. They can shuffle this as much as they want, then deal down to any number, and you say, look, how crazy would it be? Queen of Hearts, and you had the Queen of Hearts. Now, very hard move, obviously very angle sensitive. So that one, and then there's this other one called the Kleptopalm, I believe, which is, I cannot really do this one, but I've at least practiced it. So it allows you to palm a card from the top of the deck into a bottom palm in a very unique way, where you're like pinching and you're pulling and rotating it underneath, and you swing it around like that. So you kind of get the card in like a pass mechanics, and you get it underneath into a palm. They have this cool box load in there where you can load the card into a box in like this crazy way. But those are the 2 moves that I actually practiced from this book. So it's like this. You know, you have the card on top, 2 of hearts, and then let's see if I can do this decently. 2 of hearts. But there, again, there's a big angle issue that would need to get covered. So maybe if I tilt down a little more, that'll help. So I come here and I don't know. Anyway, very hard move. Do you have a good out for an ACAAN routine if the trick doesn't work 100% of the time? Yes. So let's say you did a very basic any card, any number. Well, okay, let's just think you're going for the Burglass. You're going for the Holy Grail, right? So you have a regular deck shuffled. Maybe you just put like a very commonly named card at a commonly named position. So like 7 of hearts at 17. and you're trying for a miracle. So then, or you could do that with a couple cards, right? You could put the Queen of Hearts at 7, 7 of Hearts at 17, Ace of Spades at 20, 23, like some of the common named spots, and maybe you'll get lucky. But if that doesn't work, so let's imagine this is the situation, okay? So they say 4 of Hearts and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? So a couple of things. If you're using a mark deck, you can instantly know if you're right or not. And now that'll save some time. If you're not, you have to assume that it's not going to hit. So what I do is I would leave that card there and I would pick up everything and throw it on top. Now, when I'm doing an out for like the perfect ACAAN, and again, depending on your ACAAN, you can modify this, but I'll use my auto index. So the auto index allows you to make any card completely invisible from a deck of cards that's completely shuffled. So I don't know where the 4 of Hearts is. It very well might be here. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Or it might be, it's most likely in the deck. But I don't know where it is, right? Because this was a genuine shuffled deck. So you can use the auto index vanish principle. And I've taught this on the channel. But basically it's going to look like this. So you say 4 of Hearts. We're going to leave that there. Let's take a look how you did. We can see there's no 4 of Hearts here, 4 of Spades, 4 of Diamonds, no 4 of Hearts here, no 4 of Hearts here, no 4 of Hearts here, none here, none here, none here, none here, none here, none here. None at all. Let's hear. There's no way. Let's take a look again. You can go through as slow as you want. They can look through every single card as much as they want. And they'll see no 4 of Hearts at all. And now you can take this card and say again, what was the name of your card? Boom. They'll say 4 of Hearts, and you can turn it over and it's the 4 of Hearts, right? So that's kind of the ultimate option in my opinion. So essentially what's going on there is, again, we try for the Burglass effect basically. So 10 of Spades at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Set that off to the side, throw everything on top. Now you say, okay, let's take a look and see how you did. So the auto index, basically what you're doing is you're spreading the cards with, you point the edge of the deck at their eye line and you spread the cards. So it kind of feels like you're not trying, like you're not doing this. If they see the backs of the cards, psychologically it feels like you're hiding something. But if you just point it like this, where, look, you can even kind of see the cards, but you'd never be able to make out what those are. So I'm using that to, basically I am watching the cards and I'm spreading them to myself, and each time I've spread, I stop and then I come into view and I say it's not here. So I go like this. I spread, I'm looking for the 10 of Spades. If I don't see it, I come into view and I say it's not here. Then as I close up, I come back up again, and again, just so that I'm here. Not here, I'm just here. Then I spread the rest, and I say it's not here as I come into view. Again, I'm looking for the 10 of Spades. This time I see the 10 of Spades. So as I'm coming down, I'm going to push over that 10 of Spades and hide it below the next card, below the Jack, and I spread like this. And I say, look, there's no 10 of Spades here. So that's how I hide it. Now I'm going to cull it underneath, and now I can just continue spreading normally and say, look, there's no 10 of Spades. Now you get to the last card. 10 of Spades is pinned under here, and you can turn it around with a nice subtlety, square everything up. Now, this is optional, but I like to quickly go through again, and I kind of act like, oh wait, there's no way. Then I'll go through, there's no way, hold on. And then as I get near the bottom, I'll just pull the 10 of Spades a little bit in like this, keep spreading all the way, and again, you can do that little reveal, hiding the 10 of Spades underneath, square everything up. Now you flip over and you just need to do a switch. So you could come here, do a top change. You could take this card, set it on top. Well, you say, what was your card again? And then turn over a double and clean it up using the KM move. You could, like I said, top change is a great option where you pick up this card and you say, let's see. And you set it down over there. So you have the Jack and you say, here, let's see. And you set it down. Or what I did, you could just get a break under that card and you do the, oh, what's the name of this move? It's a Marlowe thing, isn't it? Anyway, where you come like this and you drop it onto your hand, but it's actually a switch, right? So in that, what you're doing, you have the card up on the deck like this, you have a break under here, and you let this card fall into your hand as you throw this down. And you just do it with a bit of a toss like that. And even from here, it looks really nice, right? And you can get the switch. You can. It's funny. I never really thought you could do this move straight on, but with a bit of a throw like that, oh, that was a bad one, but with a bit of a toss, you totally can. So that's the switch you can do. So that's kind of how I would do the ACAAN. Tips for tabled Pharaoh shuffle. Okay. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. Right? The tabled riffle, or the tabled Pharaoh, you definitely want a nice deck of cards. You want to be able to, you know, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Have a really, so that they're not too warped or anything, but like you can get a nice tabled Pharaoh like that. So the way that I do it, there's a lot of different ways. Some people, they start up like this and they, not like that. Some people, they start like this and they kind of Pharaoh them together that way. I've always just like this. So how I do my in the hands Pharaoh, right? I do it like this, and I'm applying that pressure. So if you think about what you're doing, you're applying pressure down with the index finger here to keep the pack tight, and up with the index finger on this package, because you're keeping everything really tight. That's what you want, tight and smooth, so that you can just weave everything together nicely. That's the key. So you want to mimic that on the table. So first of all, work on getting your card split so that it's perfectly even every time you cut. That's going to be key. Now, if you want, you can butt the heads of the deck together like that. Problem is, sometimes they get crooked. If you do that, they get kind of crooked. So I personally have just got to the point where I can kind of do my cut, and I'll just kind of wiggle them together like that and have them nice and square. You want everything square. Now, apply a hard pressure with the thumb and the fingers on the side. I'm really squeezing, and I'm using my little finger to push against the back, and now I'm just you're kind of sliding it through like that. Like you're slowly starting near the bottom, and that's the hardest part. The hardest part is going to be getting the bottoms together. So you get the bottoms together, and then just slide the rest of the cards like that, and they'll kind of go together, right? It's the same thing. So if you get the bottoms together, and you slide, the rest of the cards you can see will kind of, generally, if I do it really close up. That one wasn't great. Let me start on the table. You can see if I push now, if I slide, there, the cards will interlace nicely. And you're using the table as well, where you're pushing, you're kind of picking up slightly on the backs of the cards, so they're angled down like this, but very, very slight. No, sorry, that's the wrong way. You're pulling up like this to get them to start to get together, and then you're pushing down on the backs of the deck, and that helps keep everything square and the pressure as you do that. So I actually kind of lift them, you can see, off the table like this, and you can watch, if you can see, as they kind of Pharaoh together like that. What do you think of Ed Marlowe's Riffle Shuffle trilogy? I actually haven't read it, so good question. Okay, page 168. What do we got? Tricks using special cards. That might be tricky to do. I might not have it, but let's see. Oh, it's the Svengali deck. Well, we already know the Svengali deck. So, I need a new number, guys. Not 168. Because we already know all about the Svengali deck. Ooh, everyone knows what that is. All right, an hour 20. This live went by so fast. I will wrap it up very shortly, guys, so let me know if you have anything else you'd like me to cover. Any other moves, anything like that. Let me get some bottom deal work in. Yeah, if you guys have any moves, any questions, drop them down below for the last live of the year. So 4 aces on the bottom. See if you can tell where, yeah, actually let's do this instead. So see, I'm going to deal 4 hands. See if you can tell where the bottom deal happens, okay? All right, were you able to tell? Who says 1, 2, 3, or 4? Cast your votes. Where do you think the bottom deal occurred? Hopefully, I don't know if I think the sound was pretty good. I think the first round of dealing, I have to wait for you guys a little bit for the stream to catch up because I'm always like a minute ahead of you guys. So I'll leave and let people make some guesses. So I just bottom dealt one. I bottom dealt the aces into one of these 4 piles. If you watch the deal, can you guess what it was? I think I gave it away in the first round of dealing. I think I gave it away with a sound. Like the first go around. I think after the first go around it was better. I hope. But we'll see if people get it right. I think the sound on the first one was a giveaway though. To me. The other ones I think sounded fine. And I'd have to watch it back to see how the fingers looked. So I'm going to wait for you guys to vote. I'm just going to run it back and see on my end how it looked. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, that first one wasn't great. Oh, the second, third, and fourth ones were good. I gave it away on the first deal. Yeah. So Mike says 3. And he is correct. It was the third one. Good job, Mike. Following along. That's actually a fun game. We'll do that again in a second. My bottom deals sound so ugly. Keep on practicing, man. Honestly, I've helped a lot of people with bottom deals in the private lessons. It's one of those things that's going to take either a ton of practice, a ton of practice, or you know, if you want to speed that up, private lessons. I've helped a lot of people get really good at the bottom deal really quickly. 37, tricks using key cards. Good old key card. The magic touch. Spectator chooses a card from the pack. The card is returned to the pack and the pack is cut. The performer spreads the card face up in a row and finds the cards by apparently sensing the reactions in the spectator. This trick relies on the use of the glimpse. Ask a volunteer, comes forward, openly scan the cards. Say, are you checking to make sure they're all there? But as you do, glimpse the top card of the pack. Oh, this is a simple key card effect. Close the pack and place it face down on the table. Ask the volunteer to cut a small pile of cards to the top of the deck and memorize the bottom card. Then they just complete the cut. Yeah, okay, this is just a super simple. Let me find something that is decent. Okay, let's try this. It's called the red card. This is a novel trick using a stack sequence of 10 cards from 2 packs. The performer writes a prediction on a piece of paper. A spectator chooses a number from 1 to 10. The performer deals out 10 cards. The spectator discloses her chosen number, and the performer uses the 10 cards to show how her chosen number fulfills the prediction. 2 packs of playing cards, one with red design and the other back design in different color, are needed, as well as a piece of paper and a pencil. Okay, we can do that. So, we got, I don't know what trick we're learning. We're learning a trick together. Okay, we got paper, pencil, and I do have to grab another deck. Oh, this was my performance deck from the other day. So I have it, as you can see, I got the duplicate card always on the top of the deck. That's how I store my EDC. Okay, what's first? Preparation. From the red pack, it's funny because they say one with a red design. Does that mean we have to do this trick with a red deck? I guess it's called the red card, so maybe we actually do. Take out any card from the black suit. Okay. Just trying to keep this open. Come on. Okay. So, any card from the black suit. From the other pack, take out 8 black cards and any red card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arrange these cards in a stack, alternating face up and face down, so that when you deal them out in a line, The third card from the left has a red back design. Okay, so alternate face up, face down, face up with the red back design. Nope, that's not it. With the red back design. Oh, but I'm dealing them out in a line, right? So it's going to be... Okay, I have to do it opposite. So I have to do like this, and then I'll flip it over at the end. So you put blue face down, then face up, then face down the red card in the third position. Okay. Third card from the left has a red back, and the fourth card is of a red suit. The actual value is not important. So the fourth card is going to be the red card from the blue deck, and then I assume we just alternate the rest face up and face down, and now when I flip it, I should be in that order. So again, that setup was a little bit complicated, but basically you want the cards like this. So you want, so you want a face-up card from the blue deck, face-down black card from the blue deck. So face-up black card from the blue deck, face-down black card from the blue deck, face-up black card from the red deck, face-down red card from the blue deck. So that's what's important, that you get this first 4 cards in the right order, and then it's just face down, face up, face down, face up, face down, face up, all from the blue deck, all black cards, basically. Explain that you're going to... I have no idea what this trick is about to be, so we'll see. Explain that you're going to write down a prediction. On a piece of paper, you are going to choose a red card. Okay, let's do it. You are going to choose a red card. All right, here's my prediction. You're going to choose a red card. Fold the paper and hand it to one of the spectators for safekeeping. Okay, oh, I was using this in a lesson this morning. That's why it says Kelly on the other side. We were doing some billet work. There we go, but this is the prediction. Okay, so prediction is here. Fold the paper, hand it to the spectator for safekeeping. Don't disclose what you have written. Ask the spectator to choose a number from 1 to 10. The number chosen will determine your next move. If the number chosen is 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, or 10, spell the number, tapping a card from left to right for each letter as you do so. Oh, so I think I deal this out first. Oh, I get it. I think you're supposed to deal this out at the start. So I think you just arrange them in this order. I had them like in a packet, but I don't think they needed to be in a packet. But I guess you could start with them in a packet and then begin this process, this deal. Oh, I get it. So you tell them they're going to pick a red card, but when they look at this, there's only blue and black cards. Okay, I understand what's going on here. So if it's 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, or 10, well, that seems complicated to remember. 1, 2, 5, 6. So, okay. Spell the number, tapping the card from left to right for each letter as you do so. 1, 2, 6, and 10 have 3 letters, so you take the third card. 5 and 9 have 4 letters, so you take the fourth card. If 3 or 4 is chosen, simply count along the row from left to right. And if the chosen number is 7 or 8, count along the row from right to left. Okay. So either way, you'll end up on this third or fourth card. Now all you have to do is reveal your prediction. If it's the third card, turn all of the face-up cards face down. Turn the third card over, and it's the only red card with a red back. Oh, that's clever. If the fourth card, turn all the face-down cards face up, and the fourth card will be the only face-up card among the blacks. That's pretty cool. Ask the spectator to unfold the paper and read out your prediction. Okay, that's actually kind of neat. So basically, what's going to happen is you go something like, name a number from 1 to 10. So if it's 1, you go O-N-E, 2, T-W-O. If it's 3, 1, 2, 3. If it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then if it's 5, you go F-I-V-E. If it's 6, S-I-X. 7, you go from this side, S-E-V-E. No, count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If it's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it's 9, N-I-N-E, and if it's 10, T-E-N. So either way, you're going to end up on this card or this card. If you end up here, you say, look, you've actually picked the only red card in the deck. Let me explain. And now you take the face-up cards, and you turn them all face up, and you say, look, the only red card, right? Oh, that's actually kind of nice. I was kind of skeptical of it, but this final image is a lot better than I was expecting because it conceals the method really nicely. Now, if you landed on the fourth card, you turn the face up. No, hold on. Yes, if you landed on the fourth card, you turn the face down cards face up now. Oh, that's actually super nice. That's really clever. Look, now it's all black cards, and you say, look, you chose the only red card. That is clever, my friends. That is kind of nice. I don't know what you guys think. I kind of like that. That's a cool idea. That is a very cool idea. I don't know, I might have to do something with that, see if I can make it better. Anyway, okay, it seems like pretty much most people have dropped off now, so I think we will call it quits on the live. I think people have had enough of me. Okay. So, alright guys, well, I appreciate you being here with me, spending some time. As always, these lives were fun. I want to wish everyone a enjoyable holiday. I hope you guys all have some much needed time off and enjoy it. I know I will be. And I hope you guys enjoyed the last live of the year. Had some great stuff. We will be back in 2025, bigger and better than ever. Regular videos to continue. We will, continue with that. We will continue with live streams and all this kind of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And with all that said, as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next live or video. I'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. for the next video. Have a good one, guys.